I'm so excited to have Adrian Day of Adrian Day Asset Management with me here at Freedom Fest because I get to ask you about Brexit.
Well, good to be here, Danielle.
And we're going to get to that, but first, let's talk about this gold market here. We spoke back in March. We were at the PDAC, so really before everything just kind of took off here. How do you see gold and gold stocks now?
Right, well, last time we talked, PDAC, in beginning of March, everybody was waiting for that typical spring correction, sometimes collapse. I'm extremely bullish. I'm extremely bullish. Yep, I'm extremely bullish on gold. Now, that's not to say that we're not going to get some kind of pullback at some point. I've been a little bit surprised we haven't really had one. Gold is showing amazing resilience, and I think there's a lot of reasons for that. But you know, why is gold going up? You know, number one, you've got the low interest rates, ultra low interest rates around the world, and it's clear from recent events that that's only, you know, the tightening is so far off in the distance right now. Whether we're looking at Europe or the US, Japan, we're only getting lower and lower interest rates, so that's extremely positive for gold. You know, clearly things like Brexit and the potential breakup of the fears of breakup of the European Union is another very positive for gold. I think the U.S. election is a positive for gold, and people, this is not a political comment, analysts are now beginning to focus on the U.S. election, and whether we're talking Trump or Clinton as president, either one of them is going to be negative for the dollar and positive for gold.
Well, there's also a lot of uncertainty surrounding the election.
There's uncertainty about everything. There's uncertainty about the economy, there's uncertainty about Europe, there's uncertainty about the election. So it's a very uncertain time, and gold does well in times of uncertainty. And then the last thing, which supports the reason why haven't we had a correction, is there are so many people on the sidelines. We've seen headlines about people like George Soros and Bill Druckenmiller and well-known hedge fund managers putting millions and hundreds of millions of dollars into gold. And that's all true, and that's all very, very positive. But on the other side of the coin, there are an awful lot of investors, institutional as well as individual, who are on the sidelines, who are waiting. They think they've missed a rally, and all those people are on the sidelines waiting for that correction. The longer we go without a meaningful correction, the more these people are going to, you know, as they always do, chase the market and buy. That's why I think corrections are going to be very shallow in this market.
Let's talk Europe. Let's talk Brexit. Were you surprised by the outcome? I know you're very happy.
Well, Danielle, are we talking Europe or are we talking Britain?
Let's start with Britain.
Two different things.
Now they're absolutely two different things. So let's start with Brexit, and if that could spill over into Europe here.
Well, again, to lay the cards, yes, I'm very happy. I would have supported Brexit 100%. And in fact, in the earlier referendum we had on whether even to enter the economic community, I was against that. But the words I've just said, I think, are the key. When Britain joined, it was meant to be an economic community. It was meant to be a purely economic area of free trade, which was a positive. But people could clearly see that it wasn't going to stay that way. And over the last 40 years, it's morphed from an economic community into a move towards a single state. And what we have right now is an unelected bureaucracy in Brussels, which is stifling. In many ways, it's stifling across the board with all its regulations, some of which are asinine, you know, regulations on shapes of sausages and packaging of sausages and so on. I mean, just like we have here in the US, except over in Europe, it's being done by a Brussels bureaucracy, which Britain, frankly, and other countries reject or upset about. I think if it had stayed in the economic union, it would have got support. The number one issue for British people was sovereignty. It was not immigration. Immigration is, to a lot of people, a subset of sovereignty. The fact that Britain can't control its borders because of European Union rules. But immigration wasn't the number one thing. It was sovereignty, and that's why I feel very positive for it.
Adrian Day, thank you so much for joining us.
Thank you very much for having me.
And thanks for watching our coverage here from Freedom Fest. We'll have much more for you, so be sure to stay tuned to Kitco.com. Thanks for watching.